If you want to be a K-pop idol, here are 20 raw, honest pieces of advice from K-pop idols. 1. If you think you're too young to start training, you're already too late. Most K-pop idols debut between the ages of 17 and 20. That almost always means they've already been training for 3 to 6 years. A lot of idols begin at 11 or 12. That early start is what gives them time to master vocals, dance, stage presence, confidence, and stamina. So if you're only starting at 16 or 17, you're not early. You're catching up. And here's what happens when you debut without enough training. Take VCHA, the girl group formed through the A2K project. They went from audition to debut in just 5 months. That's barely enough time to breathe, let alone become stage ready. Fans noticed the difference immediately. The vocals were shaky, the choreography was off, and the group just didn't look polished, not because they weren't talented, but because they didn't have time to grow. Eventually, the group's activities were paused. That debut window they worked so hard for, gone. That's what happens when you rush the process. K-pop is not just about talent, it's about preparation. Talent is a spark, but training is the fuel. Without years of discipline, structure, and growth, even the brightest spark burns out fast. Right now, there's a 13-year-old somewhere waking up early for vocal lessons, staying after school for dance class, practicing facial expressions in the mirror every night. They're not waiting for opportunity, they're building toward it. If the average debut age is 17 to 20, then your training needs to start around 13 to 16. You don't have to be perfect today, but you do need to begin, because someone else already has. 2. The company isn't your family, they're your boss. When you first get into a company, it might feel like they care about you like family. They feed you, they train you, they give you a dorm, and maybe even tell you they believe in your dream. And yeah, they might support you, but don't get it twisted. At the end of the day, this is still business. You're not there because they love you. You're there because they see potential profit. They invested money into your training, your meals, your housing, your image. That means they expect something in return. If you succeed, great. If not, they'll move on. They might not even tell you why. One day, your schedule just dries up. The vocal lessons stop. You stop getting updates, and just like that, you're no longer a priority. That doesn't make them evil. That's just how the industry works. You're not their child, you're their project, and you can't let that hurt your feelings. You have to walk into this industry emotionally prepared. Don't expect constant praise. Don't expect someone to hold your hand through everything. Companies want people who can take pressure, follow direction, and perform under stress. They're not here to babysit. They're here to mold professionals. 3. If you can't take being ignored, you'll never survive debut. In training, not everyone gets treated the same. There are favorites. And if you're not one of them, you'll feel it fast. In group practice, the trainers might walk right past you like you're invisible. No feedback, no eye contacts, nothing. It hurts. But that silence, that's not the end. That's your motivation. You have 2 choices. Let it break you, or let it push you harder. Because if you can't handle being overlooked during training, you'll never survive the real world after debut. When the public ignores your fan cams, when fans only care about the center, when no one claps for your solo part. Being ignored doesn't mean you're untalented. It means it's your job to make them notice you. 4. Never show your full power in your first audition. One idol once said she only used about 60% of her energy during the first round. Not because she was holding back on purpose, but because she understood how auditions work. If you give everything right away, every run, every trick, every move, the judges might think, that's it, that's her peak. But if you leave just enough mystery, just enough spark, they'll want to see more. And that curiosity, that's what gets you to round 2. Always leave something in the tank. Make them chase your potential. 5. Your group mates aren't your friends, they're your competition. Trainees laugh together, cry together, train for hours side by side. But deep down, everyone knows the truth. Only one gets the center. Only a few get lines. Only the best survives. Behind every bestie selfie on Instagram is a silent competition for screen time. Better styling, more attention. It doesn't mean you hate each other. But if you forget that you're all chasing the same spotlight, you'll lose it to someone who didn't. 6. Don't fall in love with your trainer or senior. Just don't. It happens more often than you think. You train together every day. They push you, believe in you, sometimes even comfort you, and suddenly you catch feelings. But let me be clear, it never ends well. Even if it feels like a K-drama, it's not. It's a risk for your career, for your reputation, and for your mental health. Keep it professional. Stay focused. You're not here to date. You're here to debut. 7. If you're too shy to talk to a camera, you're done. You might kill it on stage. singing, dancing, performing with fire. But the moment that red light on the camera turns on during an interview and you freeze, if you can't speak up, joke around, or show who you are on screen, fans won't remember you, and companies won't push you. Stage presence gets you noticed, but camera presence, that's what keeps you relevant. 8. The fans don't love you. They love their fantasy of you. Fans will cheer for you, support you, flood your feed with hearts and edits. And yeah, it feels like love. But most of the time, it's not really you they love, it's the version of you they built in their heads. The sweet one, the cold one, the mysterious one, the flawless one. They fall for that character, and if you stay in that box, they adore you. But the moment you act outside that image, say something real, hang out with someone they don't approve of, show a side that doesn't fit the script, that love can flip instantly. This doesn't mean fans are bad, it just means you need to know what you're signing up for. You're not just becoming an idol, you're becoming a fantasy. And that kind of love comes with rules and a price. 9. Foreign trainees always work 10x harder because they have no safety net. When you're a foreign trainee, failure doesn't just mean starting over, it means going home with nothing. No second chance, no backup plan, no support system waiting outside the company walls. One idol said it clearly, if she failed, she couldn't just return home and try again. Her family had sacrificed everything. Her only option was to make it. So she trained until she fainted, more than once. For foreign trainees, this isn't just about chasing a dream. It's survival. 10. If your face doesn't sell, your skills won't save you. This one hurt, but it's real. One agency told a trainee straight to her face, "You're the best singer here, but you won't make us money." And she didn't debut in the end. In K-pop, skill matters, but visuals, they sell. Companies are building brands, not just bands. If your look doesn't match their market, your talent might never get the chance to shine. 11. They watch your social media, even if you think it's private. Your old tweets, your middle school dance covers, that old Stan account you forgot to delete. They'll find it. Before a company chooses you, they'll dig deep. They want to know who you were before you knew how to act like a trainee. Clean your digital past before it becomes your biggest regret. You can still post on social media and your dance video, but keep it clean as possible and deleted all the hate comment. 12. Don't sign a contract just because you're desperate. Debuting might feel like the finish line, but for some idols, it's the start of a nightmare. They trained for years, gave everything they had, finally made it, and then realized they signed away their freedom. 7-year deals, no creative control, barely any income, no way out. They thought debuting would change their life. Instead, it locked them in. Don't rush to sign just because you're excited. Choosing the right K-pop company is just as important as training. Read the contract, every line, every clause, twice, and if something feels off, walk away. It's better to pay back your training costs and leave than stay stuck, making nothing, watching your dream turn into a cage. If you've already trained, good, you've leveled up. Use that experience and apply somewhere else with your eyes wide open this time. 13. The company might not drop you, but they can shelve you forever. Some trainees think the worst thing that can happen is getting cut. It's not. The worst is getting forgotten. There are trainees who stay in the system for 5 years, fully trained, fully ready. But the company keeps delaying their debut again and again, not because they aren't good, but because the company has other priorities. They're not dropped, just invisible. And because they're still under contract, they can't leave. They can't debut elsewhere. They're stuck, watching new trainees come in while they fade into the background. In K-pop, being shelved is quiet, but it's devastating. 14. Don't copy Blackpink, don't copy BTS, copy no one. You might think looking or sounding like a famous idol is a compliment. It's not. The moment someone says, "You remind me of Jennie," you've already lost. Because that means you're a copy. And this industry doesn't need another version of someone they already have. They're not looking for the next Lisa, or Jungkook, or Taeyeon. They're looking for the first you. If you want to stand out, stop trying to fit into someone else's mold. But sometimes staff will say to you, "Why couldn't you be like that idol?" Or, "Why aren't you more like that top trainee on your team?" If that happens, you have to ask yourself, who are those staff? If they're not the important people in your evaluation, don't take their advice. Only take feedback from the people who actually have the power to choose you. And if they ask why you can't be like a certain idol, sometimes it's not criticism. It might be a sign you've strayed too far from what an idol is supposed to be. They want you to be unique, but still within idol standards. If you're too different, that creates a new problem, so you have to balance. 15. If you wouldn't do this for free, don't do it at all. The ones who make it aren't just chasing fame. They're the ones who would dance in an empty room, sing with no audience, practice until their feet hurt. Not for money, not for clout, but because they have to. Because it's who they are. If you only want the spotlight, the fans, the stage lights, it won't be enough to carry you when things get hard. And they will get hard. The ones who survive are obsessed. The rest, they're replaceable.